that. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Shuck it, duck it.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what y'all doing out there?
Oh, Lord. We have been busy bees. Hello, Georgia. Hello, the United States. Hello, people in Atlanta and Midway and Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. You know, hello.
You done got all your hellos in. Jolly, you do know you get a turn. Go ahead.
It's my trademark. Hello, boys and lady. It's wonderful to see your lovely faces tonight. I heard the show is going to be perhaps one of the great shows that will air in 2023. I don't think the lady got no material of her own. But again, I like to say hello to the people in Florida, New York, New Jersey, all over the United States. Remember, Cher, she didn't have enough in her IQ level, I guess, to come up with her own stuff. So she had to steal my material. But it's okay. We share information. Thank you so much. Remember, share.
You're not going to talk about my friend like that.
Exactly.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not comparing, but they talked about Jesus Christ, and that was over 3,000 years, and they're still talking about him. So she should be honored. I talk about her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Charlie, just before bullet number 1, we had a special message for you in the agenda, and we would like for you to act accordingly, because part of ATR Media's job is to engage the communities in which we are in. And we are coming up on a special election time, and we not only want people to vote, but we want educated, engaged voters. So this past weekend, we have been very busy bees in the city of Savannah and Chatham County, going to a lot of forums and debates and places to check out these candidates for you and bring the information back to you, so that then you can weigh, the information and make educated votes. So
let me interject something for a minute. And I think what's interesting, a lot of individuals don't know the difference between a forum and a debate. And I think that's our purpose, is to explain that. I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm going to tell them exactly the difference between a forum and a debate. A forum is when a particular candidate get up and talk about his vision or her vision and what the seat will bring if they elect her or him to that particular seat, whatever that individual running for. And that's the format. Now, a debate is when one says something, say, I'm going to bring more jobs to the area, so and so, then the individual who's running against that person, they say, you've been sitting in that seat for 16 years and you didn't try bringing no jobs there. Now all of a sudden you're going to bring jobs? So a debate is different from a phone. So you sort of debate each other exactly what you do in a debate. And I thought I was
and Charlie, I thank you. I really thank you for bringing that point forward. Because shout out to Minister Seals, who had the first pastoral. What is it called? The interdenominational pastoral
Minister Alliance.
Okay, it's the Ministerial Alliance. So he
is
is
a sitting pastor because he knows God.
Okay. Wow. So the first forum or debate, and the words were used interchangeably, because the first place that we went to on Saturday was the Alliance, and this was a group of pastors that I'm not going to use code words, but they brought two panels up. They brought the mayoral panel and the at-large post 1 panel up. They didn't have anybody else there. So if you're looking for any of the districts, none were shown. Wow. But yeah. So
technically, what you telling the viewing audience, you back in Houston now, but you was in Savannah over the weekend.
Yes.
I don't think someone was aware of that. I thought I'll share that information because they're trying to say, how do you know all this if you in Houston? But over the weekend, you was in Savannah.
I was in Savannah. I was at the pastoral forum.
That was what you call a one-trick pony. He was the moderator, and I've never seen a one-trick pony in my entire life. You know what I mean by one-trick pony? His format was absolutely unbelievable. He made history in Chatham County. I have never, in 45 years of working with candidate, one person let the person who is running for the seat go first every single time on over 10 questions. And the person who else showed up, Miss Davis, I think her name, she was second. And then the incumbent was third. So you couldn't even rebuttal or even, it's not a debate, anything he was saying because he was last every single time. You don't run a debate like that. And I mean, a phone like that. He was absolutely, I would tell him to his face, it might was his phone, but he did not, what's the word we use? Democracy, it wasn't in that. It was one trick pony.
So that's our first subject. We're comparing and contrasting. So there were two forums or debates. Okay, so we're going to say that first of all, this was a secret. And it was a secret forum because you had Pastor Seals, Pastor Tillman, a whole lot of the notorious Savannah pastors were at this forum, okay? But they must have been keeping it a secret because half of the room was pretty much empty. And if they would have invited only 5 each of their members, that room would have been packed out because we had it at the Con Ed building. They did not have it at any of their churches. They had it at the Con Ed building. So this had to be one of those secret society meetings that they just wanted, a certain number of people in there, and they wanted to be able to tell the people what happened in their own words. And so that was the first mistake because then you had the WSAV Georgia Southern in partnership with Georgia Southern political science department. They had a actual debate hosted by Tina Tyus Shaw, my Sarah, and it was held. Okay, so in this one had the 6th district, the 5th district, and the mayoral candidates. Okay, and so the difference was that WSAV and Georgia Southern really went out of their way to make Savannah know that a forum was going on Monday, because they started putting advertisements out. See, that's what you do when you want somebody to come a place. You put advertisements, and the pastors, y'all are suspect at this point, okay? Because you didn't do it right. But Bernard,
I think it's interesting. Bernard, I noticed Bernard just that chime in. It's good to see you, Bernard.
You too. Likewise.
Well, I saw your great looking picture from the group last night. Your smiling face back there. Jamal, was you in that picture as well?
No, I left.
Oh, you didn't leave?
Yeah.
But so.
Well, I don't want you, Sonia. I don't want you to make the minister sound like they what's the word? Gangsters in Savannah. The way you talking, notorious.
Did everybody watch the minister's secret forum? Okay. Did everybody on this panel watch the secret forum? If you didn't, please go to Tanya Howard Hall's page. She has it all recorded. So you'll know that I'm not lying about what I'm saying, so you guys can watch it on repeat.
Well, it wasn't a total secret about the meeting. They did advertise it a little bit, but they had it someplace where they thought that it would fill up and people couldn't come in. So that meeting at the Con Ed building was meant to do exactly what it did, to straighten people off from coming, because if you had it someplace else where they didn't have to cross the street for parking or something, if it was at a church and they all could just pull into the parking lot, it would have been much more better attended. There was hardly anybody there.
Now, where exactly the Con Ed located? Because I had that term from a lot of people, and some of the viewing audience might not know exactly where it's at.
It's at MLK and Gwinnett. Connors Temple owned the building. It's the Con Ed for Connors Temple Education Building.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it's across the street where the old YMCA used to be before they moved?
Yeah, that's Bernard's old church.
Yeah, across the street from Connors Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And before, and you talking about the old YMCA?
Yeah, it used to be in that area.
Yeah, but everybody that knew that the old YMCA was over there is dead right now, Charlie.
No. The history of it, you can't, let that go. Right, they got a marker.
Nobody on here knows about it except
go ahead,
Jamal. Jamal, go ahead.
Oh, I played there, and also that was the Black USO too. So now, just to give you a background, I'm gonna say don't trivialize it. That occurred because of a riot. It occurs because of a riot of the Savannah Police Department in the 1940s beat and assaulted Black soldiers from Camp Stewart. And what happened, Dr. Ralph Mark Gilbert then did a report for the NAACP and also other reports for the NAACP about the mistreatment of Black soldiers at Camp Stewart, now called Fort Stewart. And so those Caucasian police officers attacked Black military personnel on West Broad Street. And so that's how that essentially came about, and that was the Black YMCA and also the Black USO. And Benny Mitchell was the one that secured that right there. So Reverend Benny Mitchell, that's a part of the legacy of Benny Mitchell. So I'm gonna just throw this out there. I told folks, because Connor Temple has some other pastors there, and they have been trying to manifest the legacy of Benny Mitchell, and none of them have manifested the legacy of Benny Mitchell. I'm just gonna put it out there, and some of y'all might try to slander Pastor Mitchell. Guess what? No. I'm not gonna be a part of that, because he talked about some stuff. I'm gonna say he and I stood right on the steps of Connor Temple, right at the door of the church, and he said, Jamal, actually he didn't use the wrong. He used the other thing. He said, Claude, they want all this right here, and they want us, the churches, to have a central place for us to come park our cars, and then they provide us with transport to come to the church. And he talked about all of that. And guess what? I think back about what me and he and I discussed in the 1990s, and I see all that happen right now. So that building right there is the legacy of Benny Mitchell, and all the pastors who have been at Connors Temple since that time have never manifested Benny Mitchell at all. In fact, have been jealous of it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing that information. My distinguished brother over there said all the people are dead, and he just wanted to kill it. But that's okay. He wanted to kill me most of the time. Thank you for assassinating me. But Jamal, thank you for sharing that most intelligent information by the USO. I did not know that. And the viewing audience need to know that. That's why our history seemed to get shoved away, because of like people with that guy with the silver hair in that corner. He wants you to know.
You gonna let Bernard go? Or you gonna keep going?
Let's let Bernard go, because we have to stay on track, people. Come on, Bernard.
I'll piggyback on Jamal, because if it wasn't for Benny Mitchell, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And I was the youngest ever in Connors Temple Baptist Church, the youngest usher. No, the youngest board member of Connors Temple Baptist Church, because of Pastor Hill. Benny Mitchell was the one that motivated and had it going, that the first Martin Luther King Day parade that came to Savannah, Georgia, he the one did this. And I was sitting right there on the float with white shoes on and jeans. So if they try to do whatever they're trying to do, then they're a hypocrite. It will never be a Benny Mitchell. It will never be a Reverend Whitehead, and it will never be Kanye Connors. Those are the three ones that I respect, the Connors Temple Baptist Church. The rest of them, it is what it is.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Thank you guys for history lessons, commentary, everything. Okay. So we're going to go back to comparing the two forums. Okay. Everybody stay focused. Okay. Because in one forum, the pastors forum, there were about maybe 10 questions asked. I don't even think it was that many.
About 10.
But they were each given, it seemed like, unlimited amount of time to answer these questions, So, but the control that WSAV had was that they asked a lot of questions, probably about 15. And they wasn't softball questions. And they gave each respondent 1 minute to respond back to the question. And if a respondent used another candidate's name within their response, that candidate was able to have another 30 seconds as rebuttal. So, so those were the two formats. But then, the pastoral format took another turn, because in the first lineup we had at-large post one, and it was about four or five candidates. There was Tony Thomas, Carol Bell, Rashida Edwards, yes, and two other men that I wasn't not familiar with, but I listened to them anyway.
Curtis Singleton was one of them.
And what was the other guy's name? Jesus. You know?
It comes from the Stalin Dairy property, but I can't think of his name.
But so it was five candidates, and what they would do is the person that started off, they would go down and they would ask each person, and then whoever the question ended with, they would then have the question that was behind that question. So they would go first on that question, and then it would come back down. So that was the course of that was the flow, of the question, and which it was pretty good, I thought. But then when the mayor came on, and there was only three candidates, I knew it was going to be some stuff, because that's when Pastor Seals said, well, we're going to do ladies first. But what we did not know is that he was going to do ladies first the entire time. So instead of letting the flow go, because Mayor Johnson was sitting on one end and Keisha Carter was sitting on the other end. Instead of it going down and then Keisha holds it and answers the question, and then it goes back down. No, Keisha had to answer every question first.
That's correct.
And then, and no matter what the question was, she had to answer the question first. And then when she made mention to the moderator that she didn't mind carrying the heavy weight, but it seemed like, in all fairness, the mayor should go first at some point,
Right.
Oh no, that's when Pastor Seals decides he's going to throw around his weight, no pun intended, but he decided, well, this is not a debate, so now he's going to change it. This is not a debate. This is a forum. And it's going to go the way I say it's going to go, or I'll shut this whole thing down. Really, Pastor Seals? Really? So that's when everybody knew what this was, really. This was a setup for Keisha. They were trying to set Keisha up because everybody knows that Van and the pastors, Pastor Seals, Pastor Tillman, all of them, they're friends, eat lunch together, go out together, whatever they do together.
They're better than friends. Closet friends. Yeah,
they closer than close. So, so then everybody realized what it was. And that was the deflation for me. But she still held her own.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there a question?
So my question is it dangerous? Should church members rely on pastors to be honest in their support for community leaders? And has this been a dangerous practice to the Black community? Bernard, you go.
The words is about to come out my mouth is the word of Bernard Brown, not our Black media opinion. And I'm gonna keep it clean and I'm gonna keep it real. The pastors, some of them, not all of them, in Savannah, Georgia, is basically hypocrites. They in the closet, out the closet. I don't trust none of them. The Black community should not trust them. They're not like what we used to, what we growed up to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Bible they're reading, but it's damn sure in the Bible what we growing up on. You know what I'm saying? They rather look good, smell good, taste good, and go be with Janet during the day and Henry during the night. At the end of the day, I'm tired of them. I don't like them. And at the end of the day, you don't mix politics with church. Okay, don't mix that, because when you mix that, you get what you got right now. And you know what? Everybody, for is the politician, for is the preacher, for is everybody, they don't give a damn about our Black community. So why our Black community should give a damn about them? Why should we go to them? I'm not paying nobody I'm not paying nobody to listen to nobody to send me to hell. That ain't gonna happen. Okay? And at the end of the day, I'm the words what I'm coming out my mouth, rat damn it now. That Van Johnson is a good for nothing hypocrite. I don't like him. I was so man, I didn't even want to be in the same room with that man. Anytime a man walk past another man and can't look another man in his eye is a punk. And that's all I got to say about the pastor, him, and the rest of this so-called Black leadership y'all got going on in Savannah, Georgia. You need to get rid of all of them.
Jesus?
Well, I'm going to start and say this. Bishop Seals and Reverend Tillman are not in the closet. And I just want the people, I'm directing to people out there. I don't want anybody here going to say that on the Rabble that they were saying that they were in the closet. So I'm just throwing it out there because I know how some people out there in the audience will try to take that and try to besmirch us with regards to that. Now, I'll say this. My system just started buffering. I ain't got no love for WSAV. Let y'all know that because WSAV allowed something to occur. They allowed Van to rebut something that Keisha did not call his name out at all. And so although Gibson Carter did not call his name, but WSAV allowed him to rebut. And then that allowed him to now go and talk about the ethics and all the other stuff and talk about the behavior. They allowed that to occur. Then also they allowed Curtis Purdy to also go and engage in some stuff, and that, like some of us discussed this outside, that even with him being a minister, he did not even go and even apologize or do what I would say was the Christian thing or the spiritual thing with regard to that, to acknowledge. So I'm like saying, so WSAV, and so now I'm going to give y'all some breaking news on here. Guess what they're doing right now, WSAV and some of the others? They are now wondering, does Keisha have a chance? WSAV, TOC, JCL, Savannah Morning News, they are all now quaking right now. They want to know, does Keisha have a chance? And one person let it be known to them saying that by the fact that you even contacting us about this, then that means she already won. So I'm saying, don't glorify. I'm saying to the audience out there, I want y'all to realize this because Jamal putting it out there to you. Don't get caught up in they ain't doing us no favors, none of this stuff right here, because they not trying to find out Does Keisha have a chance? Because they are quaking, and I'm talking about the leadership in these positions. Oh, this ain't no mid-level folks. This ain't the anchors. This ain't the reporters. It's the one who run the entire system. The GMs and others. They now are saying, does Keisha really have a chance? They're talking about this right now. So we better be on the vigilant. I'm saying we better be vigilant about this and protect her. And when they start doing this stuff, we need to call them out also.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, and I totally agree, but I also feel like it has been a detriment to our Black communities all across America. For us to have pastors in leadership, and they bring certain candidates in, or they insinuate that certain candidates should be favored over other candidates. And then we do vote for these candidates, and these candidates don't live up to what we thought
Well, you gonna
they
give
were supposed to live up to.
Me and Charlie gotta go too now.
No, Julius.
Okay. You gotta give us. You went back to, you got them to it, then you gotta go all the way around before you go back again now. You can't turn this moderation thing over to you if you ain't gonna do it right. Listen. It's not only the pastors that I have blamed here. I blame the congregations also. Because see, you follow these guys and you know that they're wrong, but y'all think that they're men of God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of hearing that word.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not doing what these old pastors did when they were trying to help us and lift up our communities, don't tell me none of that old bull about touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm, because they're not anointed and they not no prophets.
Yeah.
They it seems like it's all about money now. When you got pastors who all they want to do is find out how they can get their Cadillacs paid for, how they can get their homes paid for, and they're making $250,000, $300,000 a year through the church and not helping everybody around them rise up. All these churches, we got 980 of them in Chatham County, and you're telling me that you can't get out your door and walk 4 blocks this way, 4 blocks this way, 4 blocks north and south, and touch people, make your community better? No, it's a problem I have with a pastor that does that. And it's a problem that I have with a congregation that follows that pastor who isn't leading. You're all blind and dumb, if you ask me, because you're following somebody to hell. These pastors are not doing what they're supposed to do. I'm not saying all of them. If it don't fit you, don't worry about it. I'm not talking about you, but 9 times out of 10, it does fit you. So, but you can't have these pastors doing what they're doing and they're not being held accountable. Nobody is checking these people, but we are. Your checking starts right here. We don't care what you think about us because we're going to say it. See, you know why? Because, see, if we were wrong, God would punish us. So pray all you want, pastor. Pray all you want. And like I said, I'm going to stop calling them pastors. Pastors lead people. They're over a certain amount of people and they lead them to where they're supposed to go. These are just ministers acting as pastors. And that's not no opinion of no Jews. That's the truth. These are just ministers acting as pastors. They all following a man to hell, knowing that this man ain't doing our community no good. And you standing up there with him. Why can't, what's so indicative of what I'm saying? Look at what's going on. You got all these pastors that's following this man, and they're not bringing none of their people. They're not bringing none of their people. They're not even telling their people to come secretly and come and help. You see what I'm saying? Because, see, that's why I blame the people. Because, see, all they want to do is go hear the word on Sunday. You see what I'm saying? They don't worry about nothing else. They just want to go hear the word on Sunday and give their 10%. And that's a problem with me also. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But no, Sandra, we can't trust these pastors. They are not doing what they need to do. They are groupies and fans of Van. And not only Van, they're groupies and fans all over the country. They're not doing what they need to do to uplift our communities and make them right. I guess, Charlie, you next.
Well, I think you guys fill in the gap or fill in the blank. All I'm going to say, I was under the impression that he would have done the right thing. You don't run a forum that way. Every single question that you give the candidate who is running for the office against an incumbent, go first. And then the young lady, Ms. Davis, went second, and Van actually went third. And I'm saying he been around long enough. He's a seasoned politician. He has not helped Savannah. He have crippled Savannah and economics and things of that nature. And all I'm saying, and I'm going to be short and sweet because y'all guys done fill in the blank, is that the pastor supposed to lead by an example and not do what took place on Saturday. And you're wrong, and you can't make right out of that.
And Charlie, you know, he had a one second. Charlie, you know, y'all seen it, Bernard? He had a little thing on Sunday morning, and my thing didn't come out till Sunday evening at 3:00, Sunday afternoon at 3:00. But he had something on his way to church on Sunday morning. He was talking about, he was trying to justify what he did. And I like Pastor Seals, nice guy. I really do. And, you know, what I say in his capacity as pastor does not reflect on me and on his relationship that I hope it doesn't, that he and I have, because I think he does some good things, except for when you follow the wrong people, when you know they're not no good, and you can see where the people are hurting, and you're not trying to uplift people by sending them in the right direction. But
lead by example. Lead by example.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bernard.
But you know what? You can always tell when you stepping on people's toes, because this morning, I ain't calling names, said, who give Jewish Hall the right to talk about my preacher? That who give him the right to talk about my preacher? He need to get some information. You know what I say? I say, who give you the right to talk about Jewish Hall? I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm telling you, when you got other people talking, that means we hitting home runs. Mm-hmm. And W, like Jamal say, WSAB is a hypocrite. I sit there and I was watching every single thing that black woman was doing and that white man was doing. They're hypocrites. They're no good. And for them to even allow a Van to rebuttal on a couple stuff was absolutely wrong, but then give the other person a chance to rebuttal. He got them, all of them sharing paper bags, buddy, every last one of them. And God gonna send all of them straight to hell.
But even in his rebuttal, you know, it didn't clean up the fact that that somebody, you know, he as a mayor, you should not be accepting gifts of cars. I don't care if it's a Hyundai or a BMW. You should not be accepting those types of gifts from anybody, you know. So for Keisha to make it public and him to say, well, I never knew that a Hyundai was a big time car. So, you know, well, it is a car, period. And you should not be accepting gifts like that, Clarence Thomas, you know. So let's just get that straight. But we're going to segue into who are the candidates, you know. So you've been hearing about Van Johnson. Of course, he's the incumbent. We have Keisha Gibson Carter. She is her current position is at large, but she is running for the mayor's position. And then there's this T.L. Davis, who she's a newcomer, and everybody just stop a minute, hold hands with anybody in your room, and just pray for this sister, because I dearly love her. I just love her because you just gotta hug babies and puppies and stuff like that. Just hug them. And I just think that right now, anytime y'all see T.L. Davis, tell her that we love her, but please have several seats, because we don't want people to think this is who she is. Because in the next couple of years, she may be more polished and able to go against the Giants. But right now, she is a Oompa Loompa in the ring with two verbal giants, and they are beating her to death.
I don't think their verbal skills is not that greater than her. I don't think she ever even went to a city council meeting. She didn't understand the game, and she was trying to play the game. And she didn't understand what city council uses a order of Robert's rule and some of the terminology. She just saw what was happening in Savannah, and she said in the back of her mind, enough is enough, enough is enough. I could do better than what they're doing. And I think that's what made her go out there. She was not prepared. I wouldn't say I was embarrassed for her. I was more saddened because she did not have enough understanding about the job that she was trying to become.
Bernard?
Yeah. But if you look at the whole picture, and me and Jules talked to her and her husband afterwards, and she flat out say that, she's young and it's time for a change. Mm-hmm. And she tired of what's going on. And, Jules gave us some advice. I ain't gonna say what the advice that he get because it was private. And they took it, the husband and her took it and said, okay, you know what? You're right. The next time is gonna be my time. But just to be a slap in Van and face is that you got this young woman say, you know what, I can do better than what they doing.
That's correct.
I would take it personal for this little young girl to come in and say, I can do better than what I'm doing. That's telling you ain't doing nothing.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, she knows she ain't gonna win. She knows she ain't gonna win. She knows she out of her league. I agree. And man, this little young lady did something that ain't too many people was gonna do. She said she passed the question. I'll pass the question because right now I don't have the information on it. She did it full time.
So Bernard, all she was saying, enough is enough. I could do better. And you're right.
Yeah.
Well, and in the son, you wanted the candidates, or what did you want? You want
the candidates.
You want the most interesting races? Because in the first district we got Vanetta Lanier. She's already in. She's on the poll. She's the only one that went on the polls, so she's automatically back in. Second district we got Dietrich versus Tia Brightwell and Taylor Washington. The third district we got Linda Wilder Bryant versus Todd Rose, Tammy Stone, Clinton Coward, and Malik Jones, and one more person probably, I think. I might have missed him. And the fourth district, you got Nick Palumbo versus Lucia Johannes. And the fifth district, you got Estella Shabazz versus Dr. Robert Bryant, our co-host. And in the sixth district, you got Curtis Purdy versus Mike McCann, the Carlo guy, and another lady who didn't show up, Ms. Jackson or something like that. In the post one position, you got Alicia Miller Blakely versus Rossiter. And that's post one, Jamal?
No, that's post two.
Post two. Okay. In post one, you got Rashida Edwards Tony Thomas, Carol Bell, and others. I can't remember who else besides those
Well, I can help you
three.
out. It's Clinton. It's Clinton Young.
Clinton Young.
Mark Smith.
Huh?
You said Mark Smith.
Clinton Young and Mark Smith. Yeah,
Okay.
Clinton Young and Mark
Chris
Smith.
Singleton.
Curtis Singleton.
Oh, Curtis.
And
All
Mark
of them
Smith.
wasn't at the debate the other day.
No, they're coming up tomorrow.
No, I'm
And,
talking about when they had post one debate the other day.
Oh,
Everybody didn't show up, obviously, because it was only Carol Bell, Tony Thomas was there, Rashida Edwards,
and Curtis.
yeah.
Okay. Well, a few of them didn't show. In post 2, you have Alicia Miller Blakely versus Pat Rossiter. And for mayor, you have Van Johnson versus Keisha Gibson Carter and a lady, Miss T.L. Davis. And I did give Miss Davis some advice. I told her to stay engaged, stay involved. I said, I basically told her, well, there's no way that you're going to win this race. No way in hell. And I told her, but this is where it starts, to stay involved and get involved and become part of the solution.
Right.
But out of all of that, I think the 5th district was on fire with Dr. Robert Bryant. He really got in, and I think we'll get to that in a minute. I think that's your next
Julius,
question.
can I interject you just for a second? I think Ms. Davis should go ahead and look at voting for another candidate in that race. Don't even vote for herself. That she feels strongly that if Van is not the person, she should go ahead and vote for Keisha. And because there's no need in throwing away her vote. She should vote for Keisha. That's my suggestion.
That would be my suggestion too. Don't take any votes for granted in this one. You know.
How much it costs to run for mayor, Charlie?
$1,750.
You know what somebody could have did with that?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that could have been done. That's a nice cruise.
No,
right there.
she wanted to voice her. She wanted to voice her concern that enough is enough, and she paid that price. Now I'm asking her to take that vote and not vote for herself. Vote for Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sandra, your new show, let's talk about it. You could have Miss Davis there. She needs a tutor. She needs a what you call
mentor.
Yeah, so you could be that person for her. I believe that everybody, if you want to get in the process and you want to be a part of it, get in. You have a right to. Everybody has a right to. I would also say that if you don't know the policies and you don't know the ins and outs and what these acronyms stand for and what these agencies are, to work on some campaigns. Come and learn. Come in and sit down and involve. Watch our Black media. We're gonna teach you a whole lot right here. This is a lesson plan right here. What you're gonna get right here. We give it to you raw. So come watch us.
And please attend city council meeting or watch them on TV so you have an idea of what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. You need to know what the issues are. Go, Jesus.
I'm just gonna ask the producer why you ain't had no commercial yet.
And the producer just told me, just got up right here and told me that we need to go to
and we got people, and we got people paying for this, and we're gonna want more people to pay for this right here.
Yeah, I want to show y'all something first.
We discussed it, so yeah, I'm just saying.
I wanted to show y'all something first. I wanted to show y'all something first, and this is Charlie Brown was represented by the little Charlie in the middle there, but this is just some of the people that were there for her last night. We had a whole army there. Jamar ain't even in there because he got sick and had to run home. But that's a whole army right there of great looking people who were there to really do the work of changing the course of this city. But we're
Go
gonna go
ahead,
to
put
that
the picture
commercial.
back up again for a minute.
Put the picture back up.
Yeah, you see that big guy on the end? He's the enforcer. He
That's
will
right.
get you. The big
That's
guy
right.
Yeah.
be on your right hand side.
Yeah.
He
said-
is the enforcer.
Hey, if I wish him up would, that's his picture. If I wish him up would and a photo, that would be
Yeah.
his picture because he said I wish him
Yeah.
would.
That's the bodyguard.
He scared me half to death last night.
He scared me to death in our back seat the other night too.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go to commercial. We'll be right back.
So let's just talk about first why Van said that he should be reelected. In the first forum, which was the pastors forum, Van said that he should be reelected because of the way that he handled COVID in Savannah. He said that murders are down 40%, but he didn't say from what, so that's suspect. Then he said, and his ability to work with everyone. It was all laughable to me because if you're working with everyone, but you have muted the voices of your two at-large council people and the district that you were promoted from, District 1, tell me how this is, he said that he would unite all of the members of council. He would make a place for all people. And then he started talking about, he wouldn't have ethics complaints and stuff like that. But he didn't talk about the hostile work environment that he has created, to cause, things to go left or before they even were seated, before they were even in panel. So what did you guys think about his, I know that you had to catch it in one of the forums to why he feels like we should give him another 4 years.
Well, that's my first time going to a debate, and I was sitting right there in front. And to be honest, I heard nothing but all lies. And I wrote down a couple of things. He said that he against SCAD not paying taxes and they should pay taxes. That's what he said. Then he said it's a $37 million, something like $37 million out there to go to the drainage problem. And that's another lie because every time it rained hard, every street in Savannah, Georgia get flooded. So where that money going? And it's been 60 years and we still getting flooded. Then he said that he should get reelected because he can communicate and bring people together. That's another lie. I have never heard any out of all of the debates that I seen last night. The number one thing came up to WSAV. They say, why is so much turmoil down there in City Hall. They asked all of them that, period. So at the end of the day, if these people in Savannah, Georgia don't see the black written on the wall, man, it is something wrong with y'all. It is something wrong with y'all. And my thing, and I'm a hush. Savannah bringing all this money in from everywhere. Where the money going? Where the money going?
Charlie?
I think what's interesting, I'm gonna piggyback on what Bernard started, is that what he first is backdoor the changing of the charter. See, a lot of people in Savannah are not aware of you cannot put anything on the agenda. I'm talking to people who sit on city council who represent you. You can't. The public go down to the city hall meetings, and guess what? They can't get on city council. He have taken it away from the people. In order for Keisha, Alicia, Bernetta, them to get something on the agenda in a workshop, they vote. And every single time, Van have 5 votes, because you need 5 or 6. Every single time. Do you realize that they've been on city council, they hadn't been able to get nothing on the agenda? If y'all was not aware of that, that's what took place. He lied about putting a leaf in the table so we all can sit down. That didn't happen. Van hadn't done absolutely nothing. He did a little doing covert, but that's not enough. Van got to go when you got a Miss Davis who don't know nothing about politics, want to get out of there because she say he's a hot mess.
Julius?
Just skip me. I'll come right back to it. I'll have to send an email.
Jesus?
I'm going to continue with regards to what Charlie said. When this occurred, that's when I realized we were in a absolutely awful position. And that's what I realized, and I'm going to take it to another level. Predominantly, the viewers of our black media are African American. We know that. No reason for us to even play a game with that. And that we have oodles and oodles of people, because we got people looking at looking at the shows from around the entire world. But we got oodles and oodles of people who reside right here in Chatham County. And so a large number of them live in Savannah, Georgia. When that council decided to now say that other council members cannot get anything on the agenda unless they got 5 votes, that took away your democracy. That took away your right as a citizen, that the person that you elect to office. Now, if they are not liked, that means that they will not get anything on, and that could be something pertinent to your community, to your group, to your organization, for this city. When that occurred, I didn't have a problem with that. That's why I'm going to say, that's why from that time, when that happens in 2020, I said, I'm not going to be doing no attacking. I ain't going to do no personal stuff. I'm going to deal with what is the real deal, that now Savannah has been transformed. And so I'm not going to throw it out there. What I understand, what can happen in the future if you do not make the change. That's why I said, I know I had to chill until this year right here when we not had the elections, because I'm going to share this with y'all, black members in Black Savannah who are out here right now. Guess what might happen? You have a Caucasian mayor, because the chances are that can happen. Let's say in another 8 years, you have a Caucasian mayor, and let's say you get 5 or 4 members who are Caucasian on the city council of Savannah, because we know there are some demographics that starting to happen to change. And then you get a Negro or a Latino that is not down with you, who has more allegiance to them. That so you have, let's say, 3 black members who want to get something on the agenda. The 1st district issues, 2nd district, 5th district, 3rd district will not be able to get anything on. And guess what? That Caucasian mayor and Caucasian members of the council say, guess what? We didn't do this. Y'all set the rules like that. Y'all changed it. It's not us. We just followed the rules that y'all set up. When that occurred,
Exactly.
I said the day will come that we are now going to be able to address it. That's why I put it out there. Y'all don't understand how important this election is right now, because for you to have democracy, you do not have democracy in Savannah, Georgia right now. It is gone. It was annihilated. It was killed when they did that. And people are so silly and so stupid. Y'all worry about the dignity and decorum. You lost democracy in Savannah. And the black folks in the city of Savannah, those conditions are going to get worse, because guess what? As they continue to try to bring these other people in this city right here that don't look like you, and they not have some position of power, you have nothing, because you ain't got no fire.
And what's so profound about it, Charlie? I thought you already went.
Can't make it.
I know that machine ain't buffering. That's a great computer there. Anyway, it's my computer. Anyway,
Charlie Buffer.
Jamal, it's great that you said that, because we are putting ourselves in that death trap to be put in the same situation like Eddie Deloach said. Try me. You had a black mayor for 20 years, and what have they done? And see, the bad part of what you just said is that Van and the rest of them, well, Dietrich and Linda don't even have a voice. They just follow. They don't have a voice, period, at all. They just follow whatever Van does, and they think it's okay. If Van thought that everybody should drink poison in City Hall, they would drink it first. But the bad part is that they follow people, so they follow him so blindly that they're going to think that that's the norm later on. They're going to think that that's what everybody else is supposed to do. They don't read, they don't do anything, and they're setting up if I pray that they don't win. None of those that we're talking about win, because see, then you got them. You'll see when the shoes change that they'll be doing what Keisha, Alicia, and Burnett is doing now. And you need to get things on the agenda, and you can't. The worst part of the whole thing that you said is that they still think that it's okay. And when they go to they question Van, he gives them, he talks like he's an authority on being correct always. He's never wrong, ever. Have y'all ever seen him say he was wrong on anything? He's never wrong. This is the man that has never even said that Black Lives Matter. You know, so he's never wrong, and he just thinks that whatever he says, we're supposed to believe. That everybody's supposed to believe because he said it out of his lying mouth.
Yeah, you know, so he went around. Jesus, you ready? You ready?
Yeah, I had shared my point.
Oh, okay. He went round and around, you know, about why he should he should be reelected. But you know, Keisha, she really impressed me because she made it all about the people, you know, and she has always made it about the people and saying, I really want to serve. I am a servant of the people. And this seat needs to be given back to the people that elected us, you know? So in spite of everything that they were trying to throw at her, she really overcame with her words and her passion. And you can tell that she didn't have to read her accomplishments, you know, or anything from a notepad or anything. She knew it right from her mind and from her heart. She spoke from the heart. of what she wants to do and what she wants to see, how she wants to see Savannah. So I like, I really liked her. She really impressed me both nights.
She was a class act. She was a class act. And I'm telling you right now, thank God I'm not married to her. Because I probably will be in jail right now. Because all the people that's coming at my wife, especially that little punk Purdy sitting up there, it would have been on. So I give my props to Coach Carter for keeping calm, because that couldn't be me.
Yeah.
She stick everything. She won that debate, hands down. He's sitting up there like he know they're gonna reelect him. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, and I pray to the black community in Savannah, Georgia, y'all got to make a change. Because just like that white man said a couple months ago, he said, the white folks in Savannah, okay, we all right. We just fine. Mm-hmm. He said, we just fine.
Yes.
And that mean y'all Negroes, y'all keep fighting each other. And then when y'all fighting each other, we'll take our city back. Mm-hmm. That's what is going on. That's what's going on.
Yep. Because he did not speak to the poverty. He did not speak to, really, what have y'all done? He kept talking about the 19 million in affordable housing, studies and stuff like that. Well, I need to know where y'all putting some houses at, some apartments at, because if y'all spent $19 million, where is the results? Mm-hmm. I hope that's just not in studies, and somebody telling y'all that we need more housing. You can tell that we need more housing by the people that got homeless camps all over Savannah that y'all trying to move here and there, just to keep them out the way. You can tell that we need more housing by the amount of women and children sleeping on their parents' couches in Savannah because they can't afford to rent anything. So what are you doing with the $19 million that y'all keep boasting about? Yeah. And see, Keisha, she was the one that let the cat out of the bag when she said that they have been collecting taxes. The reason why she wasn't for T-Splosh and for that other tax that they were trying to get passed through is because what they say they want the money for is not what they spend the money on after it is collected. And she said that nobody has been held accountable because the first time they said that they wanted to use the money to attract more police officers and give them better salaries and blah, blah, blah. But they did not use it for that, And now they want to take the money and use it for infrastructure, preventing the flooding. Well, y'all should have been done that. And then sitting there.
Mr. Brown wanted to say something before because I think his internet box that I left him with went out. Charlotte, you can always hook up to your own or to your hotspot on your phone, but I don't know if you know how to do that. Shires probably know how to, if you want to ask her. Did you want to say something else? You say something about Van did something.
Is he there?
I think he's floating.
Yeah, he went back out. Yeah. What he wanted me to say, he had called and he said that Van has taken Savannah away from the people. He has actually taken Savannah away from the people, and he put it in harm's way because Bernard he's making it where it's going to be hard when they gentrify the city, which they have a 30-year plan to move all the blacks out of the city like they did in Charleston, South Carolina. and there's only going to be a few left, like in West Savannah, a few in southwest Savannah, and when they gentrify and move everybody out and kill that voting block, then they get to say what's going on. And then when we get people and we put people on council from those districts, they don't have a say. Like Jamal saying, you only got 3 people. How about the other 6? They're going to say those 3 people can't put nothing on the council because Van Johnson did it in 2019 when he stopped it. And see, he don't understand that the things that he's doing now is going to affect our kids later on. That's why we fight so hard against him. Because the things he's doing right now, the policies and the rules and everything that he's changing right now hurts us later on.
Yeah.
And that's not good for us.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're right. And the word, I always say the word on the street, and what Van gonna do, all that money he packing, he gonna take that money and go back to New York.
Exactly.
And go back to New York. And then y'all crazy behind black folks gonna be right here. They already done sold almost 400 something property today on the coast step. And all of them was white people buying them. And most of them was in West Savannah. And what I can't understand is y'all think we making this up. We're not making this up. I've been here 11 months and know more about 11 months than all y'all been staying here your whole life. Just because you feel like you living good, it ain't gonna be good, because in 3 years, y'all gonna be out of here.
Yeah.
They're gonna take your home and y'all gonna be out of here.
Because they have lost since the last cycle, they have lost 10,000 Black citizens of Savannah, but gained 30,000 Caucasians and others. Mm-hmm. So that means that if we have one more cycle, that we lose that many residents, that many African-American residents in the city, we will no longer be the majority. Mm-hmm. We're 50. We're still at 50. We were at 57%. We're not anymore. You know, so keep allowing this to happen, and you're going to really see what the previous administrations, you know, that all of them, Van has been on these administrations for the last, six rounds. It's time for a real change. And when we start talking about things and he starts acting as if he didn't, that 17-story building that SCAD is putting up right outside of the downtown district, he acts as if he didn't know nothing about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did y'all see him? Yeah. You know, acting like he wasn't even at the table when they was planning it.
Yeah.
You know, but then Keisha Carter busted him and said he was right there. As a sitting mayor, you should know how that got there. Yeah. He knows.
He knows. And let me say this, and then Jesus, you can pick it up. Let me tell you what's going on here. All the folks from the north is so high in the north, right? So everybody that's staying in the north is coming down to here to Savannah, Georgia. They don't mind paying $3,000 for a rent or whatever, because they're paying $6,000 up in New York for rent. So when they come down here, it's a piece of cake. And that's what they're doing. The north is coming and buying everything down here because they living good down here. $3,000 of them are like $3. And that's what's going on. And I guarantee you, just like you see on Montgomery Street, Bull Street, Abercorn and all that, white folks, you will see more too.
That's true.
You know, and they probably, black folks who looking at us and listening, they probably wanted to say, okay, if all is happening, how can we stop it, or what we got to do? Some of them saying that. well, what should we do? Go vote. Go vote.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jamal.
What was the question? Unlike the other members of the Rabble, I don't have anyone to prepare my dinner, so I had to cook my dinner. So I had to step away
I ain't got
to
no
prepare
cooking
my
dinner.
dinner. So unlike the other members, so what was the question?
Okay, we have
I'm
examined
going to say
the mayor's race.
Bernard Brown.
Yes.
I don't know. I might be what because Sean, you were saying something, but then it went out. You said we examined the mayor's race, and
we've examined the mayor's race, so now we can move to the 5th district race. We can move to that debate that we watched on yesterday between Estella Shabazz and Dr. Robert Bryant. It was exciting to me, Estella has been in her seat for the last 12 years, and she came with her notebook, and I'm gonna just say
That thick.
yeah. I mean, she came. Yeah, it wasn't a notebook; it was a binder.
Yeah.
She had a binder full of stuff. But she could not even read her own notes with passion and convincing to anybody but the 3 people that she brought with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I just she's the one trick pony, because her method of debate has not changed since 2014. And then her dog whistle, the funniest part of the entire night was when she said, "This is not the time to practice." And that was her dog whistle to all of the older, community members that would say, "Well, we do need a change, but, maybe maybe this is not the time to change because, she's been there for 12 years. She know everything." Yeah, she's been there for 12 years, but her voice has been muted. And not because Van took it away, but because she just don't say nothing. She don't show up for nothing but votes, just like RG said. And she has not actually produced results. Mm-hmm. And when RG said, well, it only takes 12 years to graduate from school. So I'm not sure why it's taking you this long to produce any results. I was dead.
Yeah, it was a great line.
Yeah. Yeah. Got used in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved RG also because RG was talking about having a citizen-focused planning, citizen-focused, everything, giving the citizens back their voice and then taking their will to the dome. And that is what you should be electing your elected officials to do. Take your issues to the dome. Go, Jew.
Yeah. I thought Robert was on fire. He was passionate about what he was saying. He meant it. He said it. And he acted as if he would do it. So you have to take him on his conviction and how he articulated his message to the people. He really did a great job. He showed the contrast between him and Estella. And he called her out on a lot of things. He had her so frustrated on the end that she almost wanted to fight. Mm-hmm. Van was so frustrated on the end that he didn't know what to say. Mm-hmm. And he says that he's going to run a campaign on dignity and decorum and being the same person that he's always been. I hope you do. Stick to that. We're going to run one to beat you. It no matter how it is, it's going to run one to beat you. So, I think Robert was just on point with all that he gave last night, and that he really was prepared for what he wanted to say, and it made me really proud of him. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Jesus.
what about you? Jesus.
All right, because I was gonna make a comment tied to the other thing. Again, when I said that I don't have anyone to cook for me, I have to cook myself. Bernard then made his response. Bernard don't have to cook because Bernard goes to Uncle Harry's. He ain't never got to cook. He go to Uncle Harry's.
Lord.
Hey.
So that's why I wanted to get that point out. He goes to Uncle Harry's, and I don't know, and some of the others I'm just not aware of, but I know that's what Bernard going to do. So that's
America. Right. Uncle Harry's is a fine dining restaurant on the west side.
On the west side. That's right.
And it is a nice establishment on the same level as Hooters, but you get good food, and the wings are awesome there, I heard.
That's it.
Okay, I'll do this right here.
I haven't been there yet.
Okay, I'll do this right here. The opinion of Jamal Touré, merely the opinion of Jamal Touré, and not the opinion of our Black Media Network. So yes,
right.
We love you, Uncle Harry.
We love you, Uncle Harry.
Uncle Harry, we love you. We believe, and we support you, Uncle Harry. We support you. So okay, I got it. I thought it did get fiery at the end. Mm-hmm. It was truly interesting that the dander got up, and so I was like, okay, this is going to be a fiery campaign that we see, because especially October's not here, and so that's what I observed. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's going to get, because it got fiery, and it got so fiery that even Bernard Brown was throwing stuff out there, and I'm sitting on the side, and I was like so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, Bernard Brown, and so then the response coming at Bernard Brown, I was like, yeah, oh, this is going to get fiery. And so that's what y'all saw is this is just the tip of the iceberg. So it's going to get fiery. Just to let y'all know. Understand about the 5th District race. It's going to get fiery because that's what I was picking up on last night.
October 9th, Bernard, this race goes into the stretch. October 9th is the date that y'all need to look for. This race is all gas, no brakes, all the way to the door. Now, I will say, after we put on that performance last night, because see, I hate to try to preempt your show. I mean, your not your show, but this is what our great friend Dr. Jamal Touré is saying right here. We can't wait. We can't afford to wait. And people wondering why Keisha, Burnett, and Alicia are fighting the way that they fight for us. Mm-hmm. We know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. And, this is why we fight. Mm-hmm. This is why we fight. See, we've been fighting. See, but they took the fight out of us with all these things they do to us. Mm-hmm. Welfare, child care. Everything that they do to try to take the black man out of us. So some of those things we need. Because if you can feed people in Ukraine, you need to feed us too. But they did all these things, and it's a system. They, having more black educated women than men. You know what I'm saying? They want the men to be on the black man to be on the lowest part of the ladder, so that we have to look up to everything else. It's a diabolical plan, and so we have to be able to bring ourselves out of this pit. And with what we do here on this platform and on all the shows and all the things that we do in the magazines, on Roku TV, on radio when we get it. It is for the uplifting of our community, and that which the pastors would follow us. Instead of following them. Jamal, you set up.
I was
Oh, good, but
I was proud of the little fella. I was proud of him. He made me felt good about him just standing up and deliver a blow. He delivered a blow on Medea because I never seen him before. And when I got close, this woman looked like Medea. I swear, she's a very unattractive woman. I'm just being straight. She was a very unattractive woman. I thought she was Medea. She was getting angry. She was looking me in my eyes, and I was just throwing blow at her. Yeah. The words coming out my mouth is my words, not our black media. But she was unprepared. Every time she got on the rope, Rob was just tearing that butt up. And then she got her little fan club, lending all of them just a la 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 whatever. I'm be honest with y'all, how in the hell they let this woman stay the 5th district for 12 years? I don't understand.
Okay.
You know, I do not understand. RG, man, I'm proud of you. The fight is on. We 100% behind you. And it did get ugly a bit. But you couldn't help it. Because they was throwing bricks on back our head and we was throwing bricks at her. So
Bernard, one thing that's happening, Bernard and Sandra and Jamal, you come on back so you can speak on this. I know you're off camera trying to eat something. You shouldn't starve yourself all day. But one thing that was brought to my attention this morning is these people that supported the other candidates that lost in the last race are now supporting more losers. Take this for instance. Look at that. Now this is the guy that is running against Alicia Miller Blakely.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's running against Alicia Miller Blakely right here, who Vane is with. So anybody who is with Alicia Miller Blakely, Vane is supporting the man who's running against her, this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Vane should not get your vote.
Mm-hmm.
Vane, it should not even be a second thought. Alicia was the highest vote getter in the last election. Nobody got more votes than Alicia. If y'all all vote for Alicia again and y'all vote for Keisha, then Keisha will be the next mayor, and we guarantee that. If all y'all come back out and vote and take somebody with you this time, just don't go vote. Take somebody with you who you know didn't go last time. Take them to the polls to vote. And I guarantee you we'll get rid of these two guys right here that y'all see on the screen. And we'll get rid of that one, the clown who thinks that the mayor is her boss. And we'll get rid of the guy who don't even have a tongue, don't know how to speak, and don't have nowhere to live. He wearing a bulletproof vest. Tommy, he wearing a bulletproof vest because a convicted felon might come and do something to him. Really, dude? And nobody don't even know where you stay. Where do you stay? Talking about he gonna put. I gotta get that picture and put it up. He talking about he wearing a bulletproof vest because
because convicted felons just popping up over his house.
Yeah, like they know where he stay.
Yeah.
So that
they
was
know where he stay, all right. They know where they on 38th Street.
That was disingenuous on its face. Come on now. We can do better than that.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
and you know what's so comfortable? What's so crazy is last night really and truly proved to me why I don't like that man. He passed all the black folks in there. He run into the white folks. He comfortable with them. You can see the guy who was doing at the table. He was so comfortable with them and laughing and all that, but he was afraid of us. He was afraid to look at us. He was afraid because he know for a fact he fake and he wrong. When a man can't look you in your eyes and talk to you you know he fake. You know he wrong.
Van will walk around the whole building rather than to cross my path.
Mhm.
I promise you.
And
And he's been doing this for about 6 years now. He will walk. I thought that I almost saw him jump out a window one time when I was going towards. But I'm like, dude, ain't nobody checking for you.
Yeah.
And he bring his bodyguards around. He walked past Jamal, which was surprising to me, and didn't even say a word to Jamal.
This ain't nothing.
What?
This is nothing.
Yeah, he saw Jamal with that tie on.
Yeah.
And Bernard right there looking like this right here at him the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah. He was so nervous and choked up. And I'm telling you, put Clarence Thomas, Tim Scott, and Van Johnson in the same box. They go in as black, and I guarantee they're gonna get out that box as white as snow.
Yep. Or talking something that we can't even comprehend. Because they just but my and then in the 6th district, y'all. The 6th district race gave me life yesterday. I went and got my popcorn, vodka, made me a nice little tardy, everything, because they, that guy DeCarlo, he came out the box, Now, I wouldn't vote for him because that's one of Tony Thomas guys.
Yeah.
And, but he kicked in the door like, I'm here. And he went straight to the jugular and said what needed to be said. He said, I can't believe you are talking about dignity and integrity when you called a black woman the despicable things that you did, and then talked about how you wanted to hit her. And this guy got the nerve, Purdy got the nerve to be, have a job as a police officer out at the school out there. So,
well,
yeah. He probably didn't get that job until after the elections, because I don't remember him being a police officer out there before.
I got a question came in from a viewer for Jamal Torre. Could you please address why black folks are getting killed and taxes are going up? This mayor and his council spends millions on his security detail and bricks on Broughton Street. Do you think that's fair?
Well, as it stands, we were down last week. I think they said 116 officers, and I was told this week right here we're down 124. And so I think that's right. Absolutely, it's incorrect, because I think our Alderman Keisha Gibson Carter shared it, that at least having other conversations with other people, that when they increased the millage rate last year, at least with regards to the taxes, that they needed to do that so we can have more officers. But guess what? We didn't increase. We lost officers. So that means we got money set aside. And when she then articulated with regards to, hey, what's going on right now, they're saying we need to have an increase, but they're saying, no, we didn't have an increase. But then at least, again, under the taxes, that again, it is still going up. So the millage rate may not be the same, but taxes are going up. And so that if she was saying, let's meet in the middle, so it would be neutralized. So I'm going to say, no, it's not fair. And that, again, that's why we need to have a new council with regard to that, getting people who are going to be responsive to the people. I say people-centered politicians are what we need to have. People-centered politicians who are concerned about the community, and people realize that the politicians don't run you, that you run the politicians. That's what's supposed to happen. The citizens are supposed to run the politicians. But instead what happened, we have, as Keisha Gibson Carter, our alderman, goes and says, that you have these legacy contractors who are able to not drive stuff. Cedars able to drive stuff. Savannah Chamber of Commerce able to drive stuff. And then we get Negroes who tell us that we need to wait and let us get crumbs off the table. But some of us get no crumbs at all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. It's a disgusting, man. It's like I never thought that I'd be 61 years old and come back to Savannah, Georgia, and come back to this. Come back to this. It's a hot mess. And the way these black folks, they're getting treated, and the way black folks are treating each other, y'all got to come together, man, because it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. All y'all building up for Savannah's tourists coming here. They're gonna come here and spend money, they're gonna leave. And you're gonna still be right here. And if you can't remember in November to get rid of Van, to get rid of Stella, to get rid of Pewdy, to get rid of Linda, to get rid of them, then you're in trouble. And one more thing with the it started getting rowdy. It got rowdy until the WSAV said, hey, if you act up, we're gonna have to have you removed from here. That's when the guy said about Pewdy calling Keisha out of name. But dude, this guy here, man, he a disgrace. And I hope Mike King, I hope he beat him, because he ain't up but a lynchman for Van, period.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
And so then we have the post one. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but post one that happened at the forum at the pastors' forum thing. But you had Carol Bell, a blast from the past. Not really a blast, she's just from the past. Tony Thomas, he came. Looking thinner, I may say. And Rashida Edwards, which she was a breath of fresh air, because Rashida is a business owner. She was the one that they tried to attack that girl from every angle when she was trying to open up her business in Savannah. All she wanted to do was open up a business, but then they ticked her off enough, and she started learning how the council runs, and now she's running for a position. So that's what I like about her. And then you had Clinton Young, and then some other guy. I think his last name was Smith. But neither Smith nor Clinton Young impressed me at all. They didn't even impress me enough for me to learn their names. But Rashida did. And I just wanted to ask Carol, which Carol made it a point to not even look my way, while she was up there. And even when she got off of there, she didn't even look my way, even though I should have asked her, where's my money for the Summer 500 program that she stole and gave to Eddie DeLoach. And they never made anything really of it. But, you can't steal people's vision like that and it do any good. But she shouldn't even be up there anymore. Why are you coming back? And she's talking about how seasoned she is. Yes, you are seasoned. You are old. And you need to sit down somewhere. You didn't do it when you were in the seat. You didn't do it when Eddie had you in the seat, in the second seat, as his do girl. And we don't expect you to do any more than gain more business for you and your family if you are put back in the seat. So you sit down somewhere. Tony. Tony, you know, we know that you did a lot for the 6th district when you were there, when you were coherent. And, you know, and we like you. I like you. But I still feel like you spent 20 years on the council. Your time has passed. You're the reason why we have a lot of these policies in place right now that totally have impacted Savannah in a negative way. Rashida Edwards is the person that I would cast my vote after because of where she is, where she's come from. She's a business owner here. She understands what needs to be done, and she's ready to do it.
Okay,
Julius?
Bernard, you got anything?
No, that's the only vote. Rashida Ellis, she the right person for the 6th district. Carolyn, sit down, please. You ain't did nothing when you was in there, so why you coming back out now? You reaching. You and Joe Bell just need to go to Jamaica or whatever. So at the end of the day, I think if she keep doing what she doing, she'll win. I like her. She feisty. She young. She hungry, and that's what you need down there in City Hall right now, man. There's too many, people have been down there too long. It's time to go.
The only thing that I'm scared of, Julius, is the fact that it's the donors. See, it's the donors, on these people's disclosure forms that either gets them in or keeps them out.
And none of those donors, very, 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 very few of those donors can even vote in the city.
Exactly.
If he, one thing that we have to look at, I don't know what the deal is, and Bernard, I need to talk to you all off camera about what we see is going to be happening in the next couple of days. So remind me to talk to you about it. But Van isn't spending that $500,000 he got. He got $500,000 and hasn't spent it, and it's only 30. How many days for the election? What the day is it? 36 days or something like that before the election, something like that, I think. And so 34 days, something like that, 35. So he's going to have a big ad drop where every commercial will be his on every channel. But that's not going to help him because we've changed the minds of the people who don't pay those commercials no attention. So what he has to deal with is those disaffected white votes with those unassociated black votes now. And those people who have turned on him now because they understand that he don't care about them. Mm-hmm. Only the fools still care about him. And I'm calling all y'all out there fools. If you got a problem with it, call me. I don't care what you think about me. Y'all ought to know that by now. Y'all ain't paying no attention. I don't care. What y'all think I care?
That part.
Y'all don't do nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I don't care. So you're fools. If anybody with Van Johnson, your preachers, y'all are fools too. And y'all are leading the people in the wrong direction. And And if y'all can't see it, he fooled me, and that's why I go so hard against him. He fooled me to help him, and he didn't fool me. He lied to me. He didn't fool me at all. He lied to me and told me that he would not do what these people are doing who was before him, and he's came in and done worse. He has done more to turn us around instead of us moving forward. He's set us back 50 years. Van Johnson has. And if people can't see that, then ain't nothing we can do for you. If you don't get out and vote, understanding that this man is a detriment to our community, then what can we do for you? You can't complain about nothing.
Yeah.
You can't say it's raining. You can't say
Yeah.
it's cold. You can't
Yeah.
say that the line's too long. You
Yeah.
got to get out there and go vote. Go vote early. Early voting starts
Yeah.
on the 13th, I believe. No? It starts on what, the 16th or something? Early vote looked like it started on the 16th. Go
Yeah.
vote.
Mm-hmm.
Go vote.
Seriously. Because at the end of the day, and it's real, Black folks in Savannah, Georgia, I'm like this. I can't vote because I don't live here. I ain't got a dog in this fight, but I got a dog to fight for y'all. And if y'all don't see that we fight for y'all, something wrong with y'all. Because I can go right back home to Atlanta, Georgia, where I live, on my deck, doing whatever I want to do and don't have to worry about none of this. But I want to make it better try to make it better for y'all kids. Because my grandkids and my kids going to be fine in Atlanta, Georgia, period. This y'all down here got these, hypocrites and they fooling y'all, but y'all want to go and vote for them. Y'all can say now, oh, I ain't going to vote for him, oh, Van, this, and as soon as you go in there, you're going to pull for him.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't doing nothing but fool yourself, because at the end of the day, these folks going straight to hell. Period. What comes around goes around. What you do in the dark will come to light.
Yep. I mean, that is true. That is true.
So,
It's just, you will wind up not getting, I mean, you'll wind up being in a worse situation, and all Van gonna do is show up at a couple of parks for y'all, I mean, show his face at a couple of places, but Van is getting rich. He has an investment company, and a lot of those properties that's in that same district that he moved out of. I mean, he used to be the leader over, the first district. Those belong to him, and he's holding it so that when gentrification comes, he is a very wealthy man. So if y'all don't know, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention, people, and vote.
Yeah.
And we're going to be out there on the street starting on the 9th, doing what we have to do to make sure that change comes everywhere that we are trying to be, where we're trying to level the playing field and trying to get in the front door. Not going through the back door no more, we're going through the front. So, with that being said, Sandra.
Well, thank you guys for tuning into this special edition of the Rabble. We will be summarizing the next debates, which will be held tomorrow.
Tonight.
Tonight.
What's going on right now?
Yeah, they're going on right now. So run out and or look at the rewatch of those debates on WSAV. That is the 2nd district, the second district, the 3rd district, 4th district, and post 1 and post 2. So
and this weekend, no, I got too many funerals this weekend. Next week we'll be talking about Kevin McCarthy being ousted as the first speaker ever to be ousted.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about that. I don't understand why the Democrats did it, because you're going to get somebody worse, and now you're going to be making these people who are going to be worse are going to do things Kevin McCarthy wouldn't do. So I don't understand the Democrats, what game they're playing. I don't know. Every last one of them voted to oust him, and it wasn't even their challenge.
Right.
They went along with some folk with 8 idiots and ousted him. I would have left him in there, let him do whatever he's doing, and then those people would have been ostracized. I'd rather have him be mad at those people who tried to oust him, than to try to play a political game with the public. Because now you're saying we got rid of him, let them put somebody worse in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they put somebody
Because
worse in place.
it might be Marjorie Taylor Greene up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we got to see what the deal is when I guess they'll be getting a new speaker. I don't know whether when that vote takes place. But anyway.
But they're so dysfunctional
It
right now.
It's a shame it's a shame up there, man. This country here is going down to the grave, man. Everybody around the world just laughing at us like we some damn fools.
Yep.
Period. Yep. Y'all can't say nothing to nobody, no country. Period. They want y'all out there. Y'all can't have your own country.
No, they can't. They cannot. So
and you know, it's just it's just people paying attention. You know, and people paying attention and understanding what needs to be done. We got elections out here in Port Wentworth, and we got 2 in, and we got 2 that we got to put in. We got Thomas Barbie, who's the mayor pro tem. We need him in office here. We are building Port Wentworth up to where it needs to be at. And we have Ardelise Austin Cone. And those 2 candidates will have a picnic this weekend in Lakeshore Complex Community, their clubhouse. So if you're in the area, come out and eat some hot dogs and hamburgers and talk to the candidates. And we who else? You got Natalie Morris and Ricky Lassiter and Gary Monroe in Garden City. So y'all look at these candidates, give them a good look, and let's see where we can go at with it. And last but not least, I'd like to give my last word with saying congratulations to my wife. She got an award today with about 10 other people for being a community leader in the city for her. I guess they had categories for whatever, and I don't know the name of the award. I was working
the Community Heroes.
It was Community Hero. Yeah, Community Hero Award. That's right. That's exactly what it was. Community Hero Award. Congratulations to my wife, Dr. Tanya Howard Hall, for getting that award today. And
congratulations.
We see all the great things that she got coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep doing what you do, Tanya.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
All right. Then if all minds are clear, we got what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Y'all watch tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Thursday. My bad. But y'all watch all the shows on Our Black Media. Tune in, share this program and all other programs, and we'll see you. Don't forget the new edition of Hello Savannah, Port City Review, and Hello Atlanta. There is out. You can go to ATR Media Group and look at all 3 of those magazines. They're out right now on the website. Go and look at those 3 magazines: Hello Savannah, Port City Review, and Hello Atlanta. Our newest. This is our 2nd edition of Hello Atlanta, and we believe we're gonna start January 1st. November 1st or January 1st, probably November 1st with Hello Jacksonville. And we'll be coming to Charlotte after that. Okay? All right. So we're going to have news everywhere. We're doing what we do because we're bringing the information to you. All right?
All right.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Good night. Love y'all. Y'all be good.
Love you too. Bye.
See you at the debate.
Like that. like to